Would you say, do you want a drink of water? Do you want a drink of water? So do you becomes je, and of becomes Do you want becomes do you want? No tea. 你觉得英国人说话很难懂吗？在屏幕上看时候没有问题，但在真实生活交谈时候会出现听力问题吗？今天我来解释一下一些启动的可能的原因。First up, you probably don't understand British people because we blend words together. In Chinese, it seems like most of the words are pronounced relatively equally. That means it sounds like this to non-Chinese speakers. The sounds are quite distinctive from each other and not as blended as in European languages. Have you seen this symbol before? This is called a schwa, and it's pronounced like not more at the front of the mouth and a relaxed mouth. It's the most common sound in British English. Within words, there's usually a stressed syllable and an unstressed syllable. For example, water. In UK English, it's pronounced water and not water, like in the US. The first syllable is stressed, and so the second syllable becomes weak, just like a schwa, How do we know it's pronounced like that? You kind of just have to learn it, but there are some rules, like if the suffix graphy comes at the end of a noun, the syllable before it is stressed. Photography, not photography. Cryptography, not cryptography. And calligraphy, not calligraphy. So there are some stress rules related to suffixes, but most of the time the rules aren't that clear, so it's best to just remember the stress. Same as if I learn a word in Chinese, I need to remember, is it ma, or ma? It's the same idea in sentences. Important words get stressed, and less important words get weakened and sound like How would you say this sentence? Would you say, do you want a drink of water? Do you want a drink of water? Do you want a drink of water? Question for you. Have you noticed that when Western people speak Chinese, there's a kind of singing in the background? Does their voice go up and down more than usual? The other way round, when native Chinese speakers speak English, it can sound the opposite, like a robot. Do you want a drink of water? Very flat and not flowing. To sound more natural, try blending the words together. So do you becomes je, and of becomes Do you want a drink of water? Do you want a drink of water? How would you say this sentence? What do you do at the weekend? How about, what do you do at the weekend? Hear how do you becomes je again, and at the become very close together. Would you do at the weekend? So that's the first reason, blending. People blend their speech a lot in real life. We also drop the T's a lot in British English. Do you want becomes do you want? No tea. Depending on the person's dialect, they might even say water instead of water. Got any water? This has stereotypically been related to how middle class or educated someone is. The more posh and well off, the more T's get pronounced. Like the royal family might say, would you like some water? To be honest, I'm hesitant to explain about this because it's kind of a sensitive topic. Besides that, the history of this country goes way back, and there's so many dialects for such a small place. The English you've probably learnt at school is RP, received pronunciation. That's all fine if you're listening to the news or watching TV, but when you get here, when you actually hear people speak on the street, you'll see that they've got totally different accents. Mine is a typical southern accent, but we've also got things like, do you want to go to a pub? Not rightly. Fancy a bit of chicken? We've got the perfect Christmas pudding for you, and so on. Just like 普通话, the official Chinese, there's lots of dialects across the country. Different sounds, different accents, and a ton of different words and slang words to learn. For example, did you know well means really or very in British English? It's a super common slang word. That sounds well dodgy. Dodgy is a UK way of saying creepy or scary. You can even add a mate on the end to sound even more British. That sounds well dodgy, mate. All clear now? Probably not, but that's okay. I'm here to help you pick up more and more UK English. I hope you found this interesting.